The political establishment was particularly up in arms when the clear frontrunner in the battle to be PM, Liz Truss, decided to play the Scottish First Minister, scheming Nicola Sturgeon, at her own game.
I feel like I'm a child of the Union, that I really believe we are a family and we're better together. And I think the best thing to do with Nicola Sturgeon is ignore her. I think she's...
It's a bit difficult when she's First Minister, though. She's got a democratically elected position, just as you would.
I'm sorry, she's an attention seeker, Seb. That's what she is. And what we need to do is show the people of Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales what we are delivering for them and making sure that all of our government policies apply right across the United Kingdom.
Here. Now, she didn't mean for a second ignoring Scotland, but I think there's something to be said for calling out Sturgeon for what she is, a one-track-minded socialist whose independence obsession has cost Scotland dearly in so many ways. But tonight, as the Tory leadership hustings move to Perth in Scotland, we're getting the meat on the bones of how Truss plans to save the Union, arguably the most consequential of challenges for whoever replaces Boris Johnson. Now, Truss says that Scottish people have been let down by the SNP, focusing on constitutional division instead of their priorities. As we heard, she's a child of the Union, in her view, having spent some of her formative years growing up in Paisley. And crucially, she insists she will hold Sturgeon to her promise that the 2014 referendum was a once-in-a-generation electoral event. Now, tonight, she tussled with the STV's Colin McKay over the justification for a vote at the Perth hustings. Look.
You said earlier that you'll never let our family, talking about the UK, be split up. Are you saying not now or not ever to another independence referendum?
If I am elected as Prime Minister, I will not allow another independence referendum. We had a referendum in 2014. It was once in a generation. Once in a generation is not up in 2022.
Since then, we've had Brexit, we've had COVID, which wasn't any government's fault. I'm coming to that. We're about to be in our fourth Prime Minister. For a lot of people beyond this hall, it feels like a generation.
At the time of the 2014 referendum, it was agreed by the SNP that it was a once-in-a-generation referendum. I believe in politicians keeping their promises, and Nicola Sturgeon should keep her promise.
I love that. The STV, typical MSM Scotland narrative, being booed by the Tories in the room in Perth. Good on you. Truss got an early boost today when former Cabinet Minister Alan Cairns, who served as Welsh Secretary, became the third Tory MP to defect from fishy Rishi Sunak to her campaign, because she is the candidate best placed to secure the future of the Union. He wrote for Mail Plus, as the campaign has developed, the risks to our Union have become more apparent. There is a need to break out of the current orthodoxy. The future of our Union depends on it. For this reason, I have concluded that with the positive ambition for our country and imagination she has shown alongside her strong track record as a reformer, Liz Truss is best placed to secure our Union. Of course, it's not just Sturgeon Truss has targeted. She has also been tougher than Boris or Sunak on the Welsh First Minister, Mad Dog Mark Drakeford.
We will be able to take on the plastic patriot Sir Keir Starmer. And we will be able to take on the low-energy version of Jeremy Corbyn that is Mark Drakeford. And we will win. We will win, my friends.
Now, Boris and Sunak, they tried to treat the First Ministers with kid gloves, hoping a collegial approach, especially during the COVID pandemic, would be appreciated. It backfired. Sturgeon and Drakeford don't care about the reality of the support provided to their nations by Westminster, because they are on a harebrained political mission. To hell with how it impacts their citizens. If she enters number 10, as expected next month, Truss must expose that reality and prioritise saving the Union.